Are you searching for places where faith feels alive, where prayer feels deeper, and where God feels close? You do not need to travel across the ocean to ancient cathedrals or distant shrines to encounter the sacred. Right here in the United States, there are holy places shaped by prayer, sacrifice, miracles, and quiet obedience. Places built from answered vows. Places where people have come broken and left renewed. Places where generations have whispered prayers that still seem to echo in the air. These are not just historic landmarks or beautiful destinations. They are living pilgrimage sites. They carry stories of healing, conversion, perseverance, and hope. For many, visiting these places becomes a turning point in their spiritual journey. If you are longing to deepen your faith, to reconnect with God, or to walk where countless believers have prayed before you, stay with us until the end. Today, we are exploring the top 5 Catholic pilgrimage sites in the United States. You must visit at least once in your life. Number 5. In the quiet town of West Bend, Iowa, stands one of the most unique religious sites in the entire world. The Grotto of the Redemption is unlike any shrine you have ever seen. Stretching across a full city block, this massive structure is made up of 9 connected grottos, each one representing a major moment in the life of Jesus Christ. From the Nativity to the Resurrection, the story of salvation unfolds through stone, its color, and devotion. What makes this place truly remarkable is how it was built. The walls, arches, and sculptures are covered with crystals, fossils, petrified wood, seashells, and semi-precious stones gathered from across the globe. Every surface glimmers with color and texture. It is the largest man-made grotto in the world, and also one of the most complete collections of rocks and minerals ever assembled in a single location. Yet its true value cannot be measured in money. It is measured in faith. The story of the grotto begins with Father Paul Doberstein, a young priest who became seriously ill shortly after his ordination in the late 19th century. As he lay sick with pneumonia, fearing for his life, he made a vow to the Blessed Virgin Mary. If she would intercede for his healing, he promised to build a shrine in her honor. Against all odds, he recovered, and he kept his promise. In 1912, Father Doberstein laid the first stone of what would become his life's work. For more than 40 years, he dedicated himself to building the grotto. He collected stones wherever he went, often receiving donations from travelers, miners, and supporters who believed in his mission. Much of the work was done by hand, in silence, prayer, and patience. Each design was intentional. Each space reflected deep spiritual meaning. After Father Doberstein passed away, others continued the work so that his vision would be completed. Today, the grotto welcomes pilgrims from across the country. Some arrive seeking prayer and reflection. Others come simply curious. Almost all leave moved by the beauty and devotion carved into every stone. The Grotto of the Redemption stands as a powerful reminder that faith, when lived faithfully, can leave a lasting mark on the world. Number 4. Hidden within the peaceful grounds of St. Bernard Abbey in Coleman, Alabama, lies a place of quiet wonder known as the Ave Maria Grotto. Built into the side of a former rock quarry, this hillside sanctuary invites visitors into a miniature world of sacred beauty and devotion. Along winding paths through the forest, pilgrims discover more than 100 small-scale replicas of famous Catholic churches, shrines, and holy sites from around the world. Each model is crafted with care, detail, and love. Together, they form a journey through Catholic history and imagination, allowing visitors to symbolically travel the world without leaving the hills of Alabama. This remarkable place was the work of a single monk, Brother Joseph Zotel, a Benedictine who lived a quiet and humble life at the abbey. Born in Germany in the late 19th century, Brother Joseph spent much of his days working in the monastery's power plant. In his free time, he began building small shrines as a personal devotion. What started as a simple hobby slowly grew into a lifelong mission. For nearly 50 years, Brother Joseph worked almost entirely alone. He used discarded and humble materials such as broken tiles, glass pieces, marbles, shells, and even old tools. With no formal training in architecture or art, he relied on photographs, postcards, and imagination. Many of the buildings he recreated he had never seen in person. Yet his models are full of detail and reverence. Half of the grotto is dedicated to scenes from the Holy Land, allowing pilgrims to walk symbolically through the life of Christ. There is no showiness here. no grand entrance. Just quiet devotion built stone by stone. Brother Joseph never sought praise or recognition. He built for God alone. Today, the Ave Maria Grotto remains a place of peace and reflection. Visitors often speak in hushed tones as they walk the paths, taking in the beauty created by one man's faithfulness. It stands as a powerful reminder that even the smallest acts of devotion, when repeated over time, can become something extraordinary. Number 3. Tucked into a hillside neighborhood of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, stands St. Anthony Chapel. From the outside, it looks like a modest church. But inside, it holds one of the greatest spiritual treasures in the United States. This chapel is home to the largest collection of Catholic relics outside of the Vatican. The chapel was founded in the late 19th century by Father Soetbert Mallinger, a Belgian-born priest who is also trained as a medical doctor. Coming from a wealthy family, he used his personal resources not for comfort, but for devotion. His goal was simple, yet profound. He wanted to preserve the physical reminders of the saints so that ordinary people could encounter the faith of those who had gone before them today. More than 5,000 relics are housed within the chapel. They are displayed in beautifully carved wooden reliquaries that line the walls and altars. Among them are relics believed to include a piece of the true cross, a thorn from the crown of thorns, and a stone from the holy sepulchre. The chapel also preserves the remains of early Christian martyrs, reminding visitors that faith has often come at a great cost. The atmosphere inside St. Anthony Chapel is deeply reverent. The air feels still. Visitors often pause in silence, reflecting on the lives of the saints and their own walk of faith. Life-size stations of the cross, imported from Germany, line the interior, inviting pilgrims to meditate on Christ's suffering while surrounded by witnesses of faith for over a century. The chapel has quietly welcomed pilgrims seeking healing, guidance, or a deeper connection to the communion of saints. It is a place where history and holiness meet, offering a rare chance to stand close to the physical memory of the Church's past. Number 2. Nestled in the foothills of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains in northern New Mexico lies the Santuario de Chimio. Though small in size, this humble adobe church is one of the most visited pilgrimage sites in the United States. Each year, hundreds of thousands of people journey here, many on foot, drawn by stories of healing, answered prayers, and deep spiritual renewal. The land itself was considered sacred long before the chapel was built. Over time, devotion grew around a wooden crucifix discovered on a nearby hillside in the early 19th century. According to tradition, the crucifix returned again and again to the spot where it was found, leading the local community to build a chapel there. What makes Chimio especially unique is the small pit of earth inside the sanctuary, known as El Pocito. For generations, pilgrims have believed this soil carries healing power. Many kneel to take a small amount, praying for physical, emotional, or spiritual healing. While the Church does not officially declare the soil miraculous, it honors the faith of those who come seeking God's mercy. The walls of the chapel are lined with crutches, photographs, and handwritten notes left behind by pilgrims who believe their prayers were answered. These offerings form a quiet testimony of hope. Chimio is sometimes called the Lords of America, but its spirit is uniquely its own, shaped by local culture, tradition, and deep trust in God. Each Holy Week, tens of thousands walk long distances to reach the shrine. Some come burdened with grief. Others come in gratitude. Many return year after year. Chimio does not impress with grandeur. It speaks through humility, inviting pilgrims to slow down and listen. Number 1. In the gentle farmland of Champion, Wisconsin, stands the National Shrine of Our Lady of Champion. Modest in appearance, yet unmatched in significance. This site is the only Marian apparition location in the United States officially approved by the Catholic Church. The story begins in 1859 with a young Belgian immigrant named Adele Breeze, while walking through the woods near her home. She encountered a radiant woman dressed in white, crowned with stars. After several appearances, the woman identified herself as the Queen of Heaven and asked Adele to gather the children and teach them the faith. Adele accepted this mission with courage and humility. With no resources and little support, she traveled by foot from home to home, teaching children their prayers and preparing them for the sacraments. Her work laid the foundation for Catholic life in the region. More than a century later, after careful investigation, the Church officially recognized the apparition as worthy of belief. The site was named a national shrine, drawing pilgrims from across the country. Visitors come seeking peace, guidance, and strength. Many stop at the very place where the Blessed Virgin is believed to have appeared, leaving prayers written on paper or spoken in silence. The message of Our Lady of Champion is simple and powerful. Pray, teach the faith, remain faithful. In a world filled with noise and distraction, a quiet shrine reminds pilgrims that God often works through ordinary people who say yes. As we look at these 5 pilgrimage sites, one truth becomes clear. Holiness is not limited by geography. Across the United States, places of deep faith continue to shape lives and hearts. These sites invite us not just to visit, but to reflect, to pray, and to return home changed. If this journey inspired you, share your thoughts in the comments. If you feel drawn to explore places like these, consider subscribing so you do not miss what comes next.